We just did 1 and 2, and now we are going to do step 3, which is map single valued attributes to fields in the tables. So if I come over here to my course registration class diagram, you can see that all single valued attributes are just that. They don't have any S's or any brackets. So a W number, username, password, phone, address, these are all single valued. The sections is not, GPA is. Course, course is not. Course is actually it's not a multi-valued, it's a complex attribute. So I guess it technically would be a single, it would be a multi-valued attribute in the sense that a course, right? A course is going to have several attributes of its own. So yeah, it is a multi-valued attribute. So we would not map this over. And same with office. So we would not map the attribute over. Again, earlier we mapped office the table over, right? But we're not going to map the attribute from faculty, the office attribute over there. So that would be my next step. That's step 3. So very basic, very simple. We're just going to map all of our attributes over to, so I'll show you how we would do this with person. So person already has W number as the primary key. So now we just need to do username, password, phone, and address. So let's go to person. We already have 3 rows added. So username, I always forget right when I go to write them. Username, password, phone, and address. Password, phone, and oh my goodness, my keyboard. Phone and address. Now I've run out of fields, so I'm going to come down here, or rows, I guess, and you can see that if I hover over here, you can see this is a table row. So I'm just going to grab it and put it in here and say address. Now I'm going to move this up a little so we make some space. You can see that student has 3 rows ready for it, but when I look at student, we're only actually going to be including the GPA. So I actually won't need these 2 rows. And the best way that I found is to double click on this until you have the whole row selected, and then come up and click the trash button. Double click until you have that. I always miss it the first time. The whole row selected, and click trash. Now we're just going to map over that GPA. One quick note I wanted to add, the reason why this has a / here in the class diagram is because it's a calculated field, and so that's all that means. Faculty, we are not going to map over any other fields from faculty because that other one is a complex attribute or a multi-valued attribute. So we're just going to delete all of these here and just have that primary key for faculty. Now remember, it inherits everything from person. So faculty will have, all of this data associated with it in the database, but it is not going to have anything else besides the W number and the fact that it is a faculty specification. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of this. I'm just going to map the rest of these over, remembering not to map any of the containers or the class attributes.